Earlier we talked about innovation and the difference between, iterative approaches versus kind of earth-shattering or going back to first principles and building a new product from the ground up. And as you all know, like buy now, pay later is an engagement driver utilized by a lot of different people, right? Brands, direct consumer fintechs, financial services companies that we now support. Um, But when it's provided by a financial institution, it becomes a tool to drive and deepen banking relationships and ultimately establish primacy, right? We talked about that a lot yesterday. And given the power of buy now, pay later, the fact that it does delete a lot of the friction for the user, we've had so many folks in our industry reach out and say, hey, okay, you're doing things like cash flow underwriting, you're booking loans direct, you're operationally doing this, automated the marketing, it's fully embedded in digital banking. What other products and services that do we currently offer that we could start to apply some of this new technology to? So we decided to spin up Pay Later Labs to help the industry move forward in a meaningful way. Now, obviously, innovation does not happen in a vacuum. So we've been brainstorming and doing a lot of things and thinking through what is technically possible and how do we deliver that both to financial institutions as well as their customers. And today we couldn't feature everybody, so we wanted to pick three, and three said yes to come on stage with us and talk about work that we're doing with them to deepen engagement. So today we have Larky, Honor Credit Union, and SWBC on to talk about some of the work we've been doing together. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start individually, ask each panelist a few questions, and then bring everybody together at the end and walk through it. So first, I'm going to go ahead and bring up uh, Mr. Larky himself. What's up, Greg? Good to see you.
Great seeing you, Bryce. Thanks for having me here. It's awesome.
Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself, introduce Larky to those participating today.
Love to do that. My name is really Greg Hammerman. There are a ton of people in this industry that think my name is Greg Larky. You can call me either one. It's cool.
Yeah, it's
Um,
confusing.
yeah, it is. I am founder and CEO of Larky. And what we think about and what we focus on for financial institutions is how can you engage with account holders proactively. And the key is like when they're not thinking about your financial institution, they're not logged into mobile, they're not checking the website, they're not going to a branch. And so what we've built is this whole platform where we can send push notifications like the one you see on screen through the digital banking, where it's not a separate app, it's all embedded with digital banking. This example is actually from Lumen, Stacy that was on earlier today, and get people's attention. And so we were able to partner with you guys, and we'll talk more about this in a minute, to get people's attention and tell them about a buy now, pay later offer they could have. We had some amazing results from doing that.
It's incredible. Yeah, elevating the brand and little moments of delight is what makes certain financial institution relationships stand out from the rest, bar none. So love your mission and what you guys are doing. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the collaboration that Larky and Equipify are doing together?
Yes, love to. So I don't know that we ever used the term together, but I loved it today, the delete the friction. And that is like a key thing of what we were doing together. So, as the world was, people were qualifying for buy now, pay later. They're getting an email, they're getting some other sort of message about it. But the sort of thesis when we started working together was if we automatically enrolled people, just the people who were qualified for a buy now, pay later offer, sent them a series of push notifications over time, and also routed them when they tap on it to take them to the right place. The thesis was we would get more uptake on this, more awareness about it, and more people using buy now, pay later. And so that was a really cool thing to test with you. And back to that, remove the friction. So a couple friction points there. Let's not make the financial institution do anything, lift a finger actually, to get any outreach out to the folks. And let's not make the account holder do anything special. They literally tap on the notification like the one that's shown on screen there, and it takes them to the right place to do it. So it was really all about removing the friction.
So cool. Would you be able to share a little bit about the results of what we've done already?
Absolutely. So we did our first work together with Community Financial Credit Union, great credit union here in Michigan. The quote on screen, I'm not going to read it, but this is part of marketing. And they loved the part where they didn't do anything. They originally approved the messaging, like what you see on screen, the emojis that are there, all that good stuff. But then what we actually created together was every night, the new account holders who now had a transaction that qualified flowed over, kicked off this campaign. And here's what we saw. Here's sort of the amazing part. We were comparing against email and click-through rates on email, and what we saw was there was 10 times the engagement, 10 times as many people tapped on these types of push notifications than clicked on an email. And that's kind of cool. But I think the really, really cool part was 4.7 times as many people enrolled or engaged or took on a buy now, pay later offer when they got a push notification campaign compared to just getting email or other outreach. So 4.7 times, almost 5 times as many. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's hyper growth right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I love it. So obviously, like, what kind of impact does this solution like this, from your vantage point, right? Like you live and breathe notifications and engagement every day, right? And,
Yep.
you're constantly having these conversations. What kind of impact do you feel like this type of solution or cohesiveness, right? No friction. What does that do both for for the consumer, for CFCU's members in this case, and for the financial institution itself?
It's a great question. I think what people want and what they want to be comforted with is their financial institutions looking out for them. And it's not just if you come in and start talking to someone, they're going to help you out. If you log in and search around, you're going to find something. But they're proactively looking. I mean, the best notifications, the best thing is someone sort of tapping on the shoulder and saying, "Hey, I see you've got this interest rate. We can decrease that." Or, "Hey, I see that you're getting overdraft fees. Let's work together on that." This is an extension of that. And so, from an account holder's point of view, getting proactive messaging about buy now, pay later, or honestly, other things that are, hey, my financial institution's looking out for me and wants me to help make me successful in my financial life. That is a huge, huge thing. And I think the other side of it, to your question, for the financial institution, it's super important and it's a differentiator, right? So, we were talking earlier, Josh was talking about some of the big banks in the country and the difference between community and big. Being a community financial institution, you don't have to be a very big one, and being able to sort of provide that tailored service and that proactive outreach and sort of make people understand you are looking out for their financial best interest, it is a true differentiator for those financial institutions.
Amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up another panelist, and then I'll bring you back here in a minute.
All
But
right, sounds
Greg,
great.
that was amazing. All right. So next up is Dustin Nels from Honor Credit Union, and I think this is basically just a bunch of Michigan at this point. Dustin, great to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, great to see you, Bryce. Thanks for having me. Going to the southwest side of the state now, right? Greg's on the east side, I
Yeah,
think.
well, we'll go to the UP next, as they
There you
say.
go.
Yeah, go ahead and tell us who you are and a little bit about Honor Credit Union.
Yeah, so Dustin Ells, Vice President of Consumer Lending at Honor Credit Union. Like I said, we're based in Southwest Michigan. Yeah, our journey with Equipify, I think, started in 2024. We were looking at the time for a partner to complement our 24/7 lending strategy and find ways to serve more members when, where, and how they want to be served. And for us, Equipify's split your payment and plan your purchase solutions fit well into that bucket. So that's really when the conversation started, and excited to be here today to talk about how this could move forward.
Amazing. So high level, like with Greg that I was just speaking with, we already have a product. We've already seen results, and he has other clients that are already like moving on this thing. But you're an individual financial institution, right? So whatever you and I do together, like they shouldn't call you and try to buy it. But what are you trying to solve, and what about like Equipify's technology are we in the lab with, so to speak?
Yeah, so frictionless, I think, is a topic, right? You kicked it off talking about it. Greg talked about it. A few of us have mentioned that, and I think that's really the biggest thing that we're trying to solve in our environment today is how do we meet the expectation that I feel many, if not most, consumers have in today's market to provide a frictionless experience, like you guys are doing for SYP and with PYP today, and take that to the next step and involve credit cards with that as well. So something that's always on. like SYP and PYP. And our target with this would be a credit card solution, something that's pinging the cord daily, that's automatically qualifying members, and delivering a firm offer of credit, and presenting it to the member in online banking and allowing them to self-service, either completely or nearly completely hands off, for the credit union.
Amazing. So obviously, an honor credit union member now doesn't have to think about like, do I qualify, or even maybe I didn't even know you had a credit card, right? I credit card
Yeah.
offering, or maybe I got a mailer way back in the day and kind of out of sight, out of mind. But now you're saying it's just always there in the app. If they do qualify, then they can tap and get a card.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I think from an honor perspective, I'll say we tend to be more reactive than proactive, right? When it comes to not just credit card applications, but auto applications, personal loan applications. Obviously, we have a solution. A member can apply, they can walk into a branch, or apply online, they can speak to a team member, they can sign docs, but it's a process, right? And I think one that doesn't necessarily align with ensuring the ease of experience that consumers expect. And from a credit card standpoint, it also doesn't necessarily support the importance of new card growth and getting what I would call that sticky product right in your members' hands. So yeah, the goal here is digital, frictionless, seamless experience, by leveraging Equipify's decision engine and the software there, and using data that we already have on our membership, to be proactive and push offers as members qualify.
Incredible. Yeah, you've been a pleasure to work with. Our product and engineering team love building innovative things for others. That is our passion. So I know we're still in the lab tinkering with some beakers right now, but yeah, I really appreciate your time, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up our next guest. Thanks, Dustin.
Great. Thanks.
All right. Next up is at this point an old friend of mine, Juanita. Great to see you.
It's great to see you. I won't use it against you that you said old, but
Yeah, I meant long time. Anyways, we'll edit that out. Great to see you. My very young and
Thank
energetic
you.
friend Juanita is here. Juanita, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and SWBC.
Yeah, I'm the Executive Vice President of Product at SWBC and our financial institution group. So we take products out to credit unions, banks, and mortgage servicers. I've been working with Equipify for a few years now to help take the solution to market, just making sure credit unions know about buy now, pay later, and that's available on the debit rails, and just making sure that they have all the information they need to stay top of wallet.
Amazing. Yeah, SWBC has been a really, really important chapter to Equipify story, and we just thank you so much for the partnership and everything we're doing. However, I do think what we're doing in the lab together is really, really incredible. And just like we were talking about the Razor versus the iPhone, I think you guys are one of the largest providers in the country for a lot of financial services products, and a lot of those products have had iterative approaches, better cameras and better text messaging and all those things for years and years and years. And what I love is that from a partnership perspective, you guys have adopted the philosophy of, well, if Quickfly could do X, Y, and Z, well, what if we just deleted all of the friction? So I'd
Mhm.
love for you to talk a little bit about the collaboration that our tech team and you guys are doing.
Yeah, we started talking about it a couple of years ago, and this year we've really had it kind of shape out and start coming to life. We offer our credit unions often offer their point of sale products, the things they're doing through loan origination. They'll offer those aftermarket as well. Not every member takes advantage of it in the loan process, and there's a lot of friction in that process, right? They have to have a loan officer. They're either doing personal loans or they're trying to modify the loan and roll it in there, and so there's a lot of work. And then it takes the cold calling, and it's just not a warm lead, and all this process. It's friction for the member and it's friction for the credit union. And so the idea that we had that we brought to Equipify, and it's been a great collaboration, just getting this thing up and running is, could we present these products through the buy now, pay later technology that you've already created and really make it an opportunity for every member, not just your auto loan members, but anybody with a checking account could find a way to protect their vehicle. So our pilot right now is focused on the warranty product and the maintenance benefit product. Both have a little bit of a higher price tag than the Gap product typically. And so that's where the friction comes into play. So offering it through the buy now, pay later solution not only expands your membership base that would take advantage of that, but it creates it in a financially flexible way. Most folks are not going to use a debit or credit card to just swipe it and pay the full price for a warranty or a maintenance benefit product. And so we're excited about being able to use that buy now, pay later technology. It's something people are comfortable with, that monthly payment and fitting it into their budget, but being able to protect their vehicle, keep them on the road, keep their vehicle serviced, keep that loan that they have happy and healthy. And so there's a little bit of a income generation for the credit union as they're selling this product through that channel. They get their typical markup, but there's also a risk management component, right? You're keeping the vehicle on the road. So I think there's multiple benefits both for the member and the credit union in that space.
Yeah, definitely win-win. And if there's anything that those who have joined us today should hear from a Pay Later Labs perspective, is the fact that like Equipify, like literally our mission is bridging the gap between shopping and banking.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first full commerce end-to-end frictionless applicationless experience of enabling a member to log into online banking and buy a product over time without needing to do anything. And this is near and dear to my heart. And I love that you guys kind of took this mantle and decided to jump in the lab with us. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and bring back Dustin and Greg, and we're gonna wrap up with some rapid fire questions before we jump into our API discussion. All right, so pay later or pay over time, buy now, pay later. A lot of different ways to say it. Pay later capabilities are something that Equipify, we started to bring to debit cards and checking accounts. What are all of your thoughts on pay later, pay over time technology and the opportunities it has within your financial institution or company? Greg, we'll start with you.
Cool. One of the things that I think about with Pay Over Time is the loyalty to the community financial institution that we're partnered with and you're partnered with. And so I think there's another step we can take together, and I'm interested in exploring it. This doesn't actually require any technical stuff. This is just something fun to try, where we get people before they've made a purchase. So, part of what Larky was enabled to do very early on was location-based notification. So I sort of have this, let's try it. When someone's at Best Buy, they're at a jewelry store, they get a push notification that says, hey, don't forget, charge to your Honor Credit Union card, and you can split payments over time. So I think those are kind of cool things that we will play with and experiment with together.
I'm down. Call me after this. All right, Dustin, how about you?
Yeah, so first I would say that it's something that we, from a financial institution standpoint, can't ignore and expect that it doesn't in some way negatively impact our organization, right? Like I think Joshua said it earlier, it's very quickly becoming table stakes in something that is an expectation, I feel, for every consumer in the industry. And the other thing I'll say on this from just a benefit from a financial institution side and the technology is we don't have to worry about capacity, right? That is a very real thing. I think knowledge is a very real thing, and the lack of knowledge that we would have in a partnership with someone like Equipify in this space allows us to be able to move these solutions forward. We don't have to worry about having the internal resources to mine the data and the marketing capacity to push the offers and potentially an internal database admin to deliver the offers in some way. So there's tremendous value there, I would say, in a partnership.
That's amazing. A lot of people think about deleting the friction on the experience, but not operational. I think that is one of Equipify's superpowers is we're all ex-bankers. So we know how hard it is to deliver a product. You buy a product, you install it, and then you're like, wait, now what do we do operationally? So yeah, you're speaking my love language there. All right. Last up, my very young friend, very young, Juanita. What's your thoughts on the technology frictionless experience. What other products and services are you thinking about when it comes to the future of this technology?
Yeah, I think partnering with Equipify for buy now, pay later is the right place to go. I mean, y'all are so innovative and you're always forward thinking. You're looking for new things. And I know some of the things that y'all have on your roadmap is really going to take people in the future. Kind of to Greg's point, it's like, okay, how do you get there before they go? Because everybody knows about their alternatives. And you know, the Affirms, the Afterpay, the Klarna, there's a million of them, right? Everybody knows about those and they kind of have an idea of whether they want to use that solution because they're managing their cash flow, especially nowadays where everything is a little bit more tight for middle America. And so I think as y'all continue to evolve and offer these proactive approaches, it will help credit unions stay top of wallet. I believe that it's a great alternative to credit card debt for the younger generation, and they're adopting it. I mean, the middle and older generations are using it as well. I've used it myself, but certainly I think it helps that younger generation stay out of that massive credit card debt. And so being forward thinking and thinking about the future purchases and giving them the tools that y'all are giving credit unions, I think will help them stay top of wallet.
Love it. Yeah, relevancy and primacy. So
Mhm.
that's what we're all about. So, for the sake of time, reach out to Greg if you want to learn more about Larky. Reach out to Juanita if you want to learn about SWBC. And if you need to open a checking account that has amazing capabilities, go to Honor Credit Union's website and set up an account. Really appreciate the three of you joining us today. I love what we're doing together, building collaboration as a team. This is what it's all about. So thank you so much.